Good afternoon, good citizens of Kenya. Today in our media house, we are very much privileged to have our guest, the one we have been all waiting for. He is now in the room. I will just maybe ask him to introduce himself, tell us what he is doing, so that moving forward you may understand what exactly we will be talking about in this media house. Yes.
Well, thanks so much for the chance. Well, Dr. Maithian. I'm a philosopher, and what I specialize in is in religion. So about the stuff of religion, I'm so well acquainted with it.
As you heard, here we have Dr. Maidia Muo, who is a specialist in the field philosophy of religion. And today, the topic of discussion in our house is what is religion and what do people say about religion. So, Mr. Maidia, yeah, I'm so much privileged to have you in this media room. Yeah, my name is Simiyu Sifuna, and I hope we are going to have a very good session with you. My first question to you, Mr. Maidia, is all these years you have been measuring in the field of philosophy in relation to religion. What is your view, or what is your view on the existence of God, or what are people saying about God?
Well, when talking of maybe existence of a God, you find that since time immemorial, every human being has been believing something supernatural, what we refer to as a God. Even before maybe religions like Christianity came or were brought into our continent by the missionaries, religion was still there. So when maybe talking about religion, or maybe the concept of whether someone believes in God or not, then we cannot maybe we cannot maybe isolate the maybe our forefathers when talking of religion. So they also believed in something, and that is something that maybe higher power, which maybe runs the cosmos of the lives, is what maybe we may refer to as God. And now, looking at the different beliefs of which we will talk of it later, the different religions, then you understand that different people in different societies have different maybe concepts of God. Looking at maybe religions like Hinduism, Zoroastrianism, Shintoism in Japan, maybe look at Islam, Christianity, and maybe some people like maybe the Buddhist, people who worship nature and the likes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us that a good explanation on what it stands out, the concept of God. But people are very eager to understand, because initially in our modern life, many people are saying we have gods. Others are saying we don't have gods. We have God because of the effect of traditional aspects and also the modern, aspects that have been brought together. The coming of the missionaries introduced Christianity in this region, especially Africa. And through their teachings, we all learn that, or many people learn that there is only existence of one God, whom we are all supposed to believe in and worship. What do you say about that?
Well, about the question of whether there exist gods or maybe we have only one God, then it takes us back to the traditional societies, whereby you'll find that Christianity is maybe a foreign religion brought to us maybe some maybe 200 years back, in the 90 in the 18th century. So when we talk of the concept of a God, every society has its own concept. So it's like every society has its own God, maybe explained in different names, given in different names, explained in different times. That is why you discover that maybe the modernists now are using the term deity to refer to any supernatural, maybe supernatural being that any society believes that it's the source of creation. So let me use the term, it's their own creator, you know. So I think they are gods, unless we come now into issues of organized religion, a universal religion, whereby we talk of maybe a similar God and having similar virtues. Maybe, you know, talking of God, this God preaches this. God in Islam is teaching about maybe things like morality, having good morals. The same to Christianity, the same to Shintoism. You'll find that maybe, for example, that the Christian God, which many call Yahweh, is telling them to do good and to do good unto others. When you look at Islam, Prophet Muhammad is also saying them to the Muslims. When you look at maybe to Shintoism, it is also teaching the same practices. So it matters with whichever way we want to define a God. Are we defining a God of a society, or are we defining a universal God?
Thank you. And my last question, Professor, in our house today is we have been hearing many people claim or placing a lot of claim on existence of God. We've had many people coming up, many scientists saying that there is no God, others claiming that there is God, and there is that confusion that makes many people, to lose focus. Now, Professor, what do you say about the existence of God? And you personally, do you believe that there is God?
Well, to me, I believe there's God. You know, we are in a golden age, what many refer to as the new age, when belief has to be maybe supported by some logical thought. Well, if you look at some religions like Hinduism or Buddhism, some sects of Buddhism, they teach that it's the mind, it's the nature of the mind that dissects things the way we want them to be. So it's like people are trying to explain God in terms of maybe if you look at the economy, can you see a God there? If you look at politics, can we see anything different there? When we are looking at this, can we see anything there? So the question of whether I believe in God or not is a question of an individual, of their own conviction, of their own belief. What do they believe? If they believe there's God, it is well and nice. If they don't believe in anything, it's well and nice. And you'll find that most of the times, men will believe there's God because maybe when you are born, you found maybe use rivers and the likes, and you did not see a single human being doing the same. So, like most of societies believe there is a creator, and I believe there is a God because I did not create any river, I did not create any rain, I don't not even know any single process that a plant passes through to become maybe a full-fledged plant. So I believe there is God. Otherwise, about the question of belief, it's a personal opinion.
Thank you so much, Professor Maithia. I know you have been of great impact to the Simu Media House today, and I can just see many tweets popping in, and I am very likely I will say what James here from Homa Bay is saying. He's saying that I would like a professor to make it clear in our mind if the coming of the missionaries in the olden times had a positive impact on our religion, or our traditional religion still stands strong and overpowers the Christian religion. And then we also have Mutinda Kisilu from Makueni is saying, salimia Profesa sana, leo amefanya tumeelewa sana kuhusu the uchambuzi wa Mungu ni nani. Asante sana. So Professor, I don't want us to waste time. You know, many people are listening to you. Many people have set their radios on and they are hearing exactly what is happening in the Simu Media House today. What can you tell them about actually God?
Well, about God, it's a matter of personal searching, because the questions of belief are questions of things which are metaphysical, beyond the five senses. So I think about God is a personal issue. If you believe there's God, then we can cultivate a culture of looking for God. If you don't believe there's God, then we can also cultivate that culture whereby you feel comfortable in the society that you are there and you have this support that God is there or God is not there. Thank you.
James Hisa was following your explanation, just the explanation that you have been giving out now, and is asking, do you say that even when a person claims that he does not believe in God, we as a community can help cultivate that culture in that man? Or what are you trying to say? Because it's like he is confused. Because do you advise that person to continue with that mentality, help the community build up on that culture? Or what is your say about these people who are confused, who are saying that there is no God? Remember, you have already told us that you as a person, you know, as a scientist, as a philosopher, as a person who have focused so much in this field of religion, you yourself believe that there is God. So he is wondering, maybe if you can just make it clear in his mind.
Well, we are living in a society whereby even the Constitution gives every man a right to choose which deity to worship. So even if a man decides to worship a tree, that will be his God and that will be his sacred place. So again, it's a movement. There are some movements in the globe whereby they are pushing this movement, whereby they are pushing for freedom of worship. And as you know, the law is bigger than every one of us. So because the Constitution has given everybody right to believe, then we have no choice than to accept those people in the society. Not that we look at the differences of saying that they are atheists or something else, because what somebody believes is what maybe they are convicted of, and what maybe they are convicted of is what they have in their mental aspect. So we have to maybe give them their freedom, because that is their way of thinking, that is their concept of God. Then again, we cannot be the same. You know, you cannot have my concept and I cannot have your concept. So maybe the two cultures must be cultivated for real.
So maybe the final question, and I think explaining this, you will be answering the question from Nicholas Bayai, who is at the moment in Bungoma. Is asking, so far we have so many religions that are coming up in our country, or rather in the world, and the very best that is coming up so quickly is the worship of the devil, or he's calling it Illuminati, and other religions that many people are joining. And you know, these religions are now trying to fight against Christianity. So in your explanation and in what you have stated, do you mean that these religions, however harmful they are, should be given a priority, or should be given a space to exist in this world?
Well, when people say that religion has become maybe a tool, then that is a detrimental issue in the society. Look at the same way Islam is being used by maybe the radicals to bring out terrorism activities in the country. So about maybe this sex they are talking about, they are referring to as devotion. Some of them are means not proven by anyone, because most of the times you find that they are just thinking that because maybe their scripture is talking about devil as their enemy, they think that those people who worship the devil as a deity are then fighting them, which maybe if you consider or go to their temples, you find that maybe you get a better answer to these questions. Well, I've not been in any of the temples unless a resource person maybe comes from there, because these conspiracies are made, the human mind makes makes stories to explain what they cannot understand. So I think some of these stories are just exaggerations, unless we have somebody from those sects who maybe can be proven that he has been there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As you speak, I remember my friend who is also a philosopher, actually, who told me that if people say that there is no God, then we must invent God. And that always keeps me on my track moving, because young people of today actually should be given a wider space to understand the concept of God and also to choose, because God says that we all have the freedom to choose our lives, to live our lives, and to plan for our own life. So Mr. Maidha, many people are saying salimia profesa na umwambie siku nyingine akuje tena atuelezee the concept of God. Thank you so much. I am very delighted to have you in Simu Media House today, and I've told you I am Simiyu Sifuna, and I'll be glad to have you back again, more and more. Thank you so much for your coming.
Welcome.
Yeah. So, good citizens of people, we have been in our media house, Professor Maidha Muo, and I, your presenter, Simiyu Sifuna, in Simu Media House. I hope you have learned a lot from our discussion today, and we pray as the community and the Simu Media House that let us try to advocate and teach others about the concept of God, just like Professor have stated it. Thank you so much for listening to us. We will beg to stop there, but remember, more and more good things are coming up. Next week, we shall have another discussion with one of the specialists. You know what? You will see what you have not seen, and you will hear what you have not heard. So just keep tuning to our radio, and more information shall reach you. Thank you so much, and may God bless you all.